It was an amazing game of cricket played yesterday on Sunday, 30th of November this year, and made it a super Sunday for all of us, especially for them who were the fans and love and celebrate cricket as a festival. South African captain Bavuma was rested for the first ODI match, therefore Markram led the side as a captain. He won the toss and decided to field first. It was proven to be a right decision because in the first innings, when India's batsman batting pitch slowed down significantly after the ball got a little old and soft. In the middle overs, the ball was not coming to the bat as well enough as in the starting of the innings when the white ball was new and hard. Indian openers Jaswal and Rohit started well until Jaswal was caught by Quinton de Kock, the South African wicket keeper, at the score of 18 of just 16 balls. It was the memorable moment witnessed by millions of audience when King Kohli entered the ground and jogged towards the pitch to join Rohit Sharma. The presence of Rocco lifted the excitement level of the cricket fans all over the world as the audience were watching them playing together again after a long time. The compatibility of Rocco was explained as it used to be always, as they have been playing for decades. They were scoring boundaries and sixes and scoring close to 8 runs per over, and at one point it was looking unstoppable. They took the game completely away from the South African and they were heading towards a score of 400. Suddenly Marco Johnson bowled a short ball, but it didn't bounce as Rohit expected. Rohit attempted a pull shot and the ball kept low and it hit him around the knee level. He was declared out by the umpire. Rohit decided wisely, after talking with Virat Kohli, not to take a review. After that, the pendulum shifted slightly towards the South Africa. The new batsman Ruturaj Gaikwad couldn't sustain long. He tried to play a ball between the gap of point and cover to a boundary, but the South African point fielder, Dewald Veres, flew to his right like a bird, 4 feet parallel above the ground, and made the impossible catch possible. Washington Sundar only could add 13 of his 19 balls he faced. After that, Indian captain, in the absence of Shubman Gill, KL Rahul came to the pitch and found it a little difficult to maintain the same tempo. Pitch became dry and the ball became soft. It was difficult to find gap and play scoring shots. He took some time to analyze the condition of the pitch, and by that time King Kohli went close to his century. Kohli was a little circumspect, as every batsman used to be when they come close to a personal milestone. The run rate drops below 6 runs per over once, but after Kohli reached to the unbelievable landmark, then the things were different. Kohli shifted his gear and the scoring rate increased significantly, but the slower delivery of Narendra Vargar, along with the softness of the ball and slowness of the surface, disguised him. He mistimed it, and Ryan Rickelton took an outstanding catch, running and diving full stretch to dismiss the world best ODI batsman at the score of 135 of just 120 delivery. Experienced Ravindra Jadeja shifted the tempo along with the Indian captain KL Rahul. They took India to a steady finish before Marco Johnson broke this blistering partnership. KL Rahul hit an unpredictable shot for 6, scooping one of the fastest balls over the wicketkeeper's head for a huge 6. The very next delivery was bowled much slower and shorter in length to bamboozle him. KL Rahul could not manage to get any pace and elevation, and he only managed to nick it to Quinton de Kock, the South African wicketkeeper, at the score of 60 of just 56 deliveries. Jadeja could not stay till the last ball bowled in this match. In the process of accelerating the scoreboard, he mistimed the slower ball of Bosch and gave Markram an easy catch in the boundary. Then Arshdeep Singh was dismissed early by Bosch. Harshit and Kuldeep somehow managed to extend the scoreboard to 349 for 8 wickets, and giving South Africa a target of exactly magical figure of 350 in 50 overs. Under the light, Indian pacers managed to find some swing, and both Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh hit the right areas that made difficult for the South African top order to survive. South Africa lost 3 early wickets for just 11 runs on the board in 3 overs and fell behind the scoring rate. Kuldeep bought the 4th wicket at the score of 77 in the 15th over. South Africa were down and out at the stage, but South African batters came back very strongly and pressed the foot on the accelerator button. In the middle phase of the game, Mathew and Markram and Brevis dominated the Indian bowlers. The inexperienced Indian pacers didn't have a right answer to their counter-attack. The dew in the winter evening made it difficult for the Indian spinner to grip the ball. It became relatively easier for the South African batsmen to score runs over the runnable. They managed to mesmerize the Indian attack, favored by the suitable batting condition on the batting paradise surface under the light. When the game was about to go beyond the reach of India, Kuldeep broke the partnership between Marco Johnson and Mathew, and in the same over he sent both the said batsmen back to the pavilion. After that, causing both became a big headache for India. He literally snatched the game from India and took the game to the wire. The match result was decided in the last over when Corbin Bose was losing his partner from one end and he wanted to steer the ship single-handedly, but the second ball of the last over he couldn't clear the boundary of a slower ball delivered by Arshdeep. It was a nail-biting end of an ODI match where close to 700 runs scored in a single day. Spectators' money is worth after watching this finish. They got their full value of their ticket. This made the previous Sunday as a Super Sunday.